Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video, and today we have more card games. This time it's the card game Love is Dead. Everyone's dying to find their soulmate. Okay, so they're already dead. This game is for ages 13 above, and it's for 2 to 5 players. I picked this up at Ollie's for $2.99 on discount from $9.99. Love is Dead, and you thought your love life was dead. Contents. This is released in 2022 by Hasbro Corporation. For more information, go to hasbrogaming.com. So it says here, build your dating profile with trait and boost cards, compete to match with booze, and sabotage components with deal breaker cards. Capture the most hearts to win. It has plastic-free packaging, and it's brought to you again by Hasbro Gaming, which has been in this business for longer than they care to remember. They're a great company. So again, this is hasbrogaming.com for more information about the game Love is Dead. So let us crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. Got it sealed here, so I gotta open it. So this is brandy spanking new. Again, reason I picked it up, it's a card game. It's easy to play card games when you're traveling. It's easy to bring, nice and light, and you know, it's fun to play. So, and I have another one on this side here. So I'm gonna cut that also open for us. So we got that as well. So hopefully this will be easier to push and open everything up. Okay, so here we go. Let's crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. So you got your slip cover that comes off nice and cleanly. And then we also have our Love is Dead. Everyone's dying to find their soulmate. Okay, so they're already dead. Anything else? Okay, so it says the same thing on the back, same thing over here. So, as I say, let's crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. And now that's impressive. I do like that a lot. You've got the tombstone on this side. You got the ghost on that side, and you've got Love is Dead. So let's close this up for a minute, move this to the side, and we can take a look at the rules. So right off the bat here, it looks like we have some stickers. Yep, these are cool little stickers. I'm not sure what they're used for. That's cool. I like that. Okay, again, it's for ages 13 plus and for 2 to 5 players. Love is Dead. Everyone's dying to find a soulmate. Match with booze in the dating pool by building out your dating profile with traits that correspond to theirs. Keep an eye on your competition because they're vying for the same booze and can play negative cards to sabotage your shot at love. The game ends once one player has matched with 3 booze. The player who captures the most hearts from their matches wins. Okay, let's open up all right, so we got a pamphlet here. So let's take a look at what it says here. What's in the box, it tells you right there, and we're gonna go through that in the unboxing. Here's your setup. If you have 2 players, you need to flip over 1 boo card. If you have 3 players, 2 boo cards. 4 to 5, 3 boo cards. Again, shuffle, making everyone sure. So you got your setup is 7 parts. They have a diagram here of how your setup should look like and what your board should look like once you get started. Then you've got boo cards. Let's see, it says here you have hearts, you have traits. Your different traits are over here on the right hand side. So it says you're beautiful, fearless, imaginative, paranormally active, dead funny, intellectual, soulful, and wild. That's a close-up picture of one of the cards, which we'll be taking a look at those. So how to play. You start up over here on your turn. You draw 2 action cards, add them to your hand, discard 1 action card from your hand, make a move. Cards, you can play 1 now. Play 1 of the following card types from your hand: a trait, a boost, a deal breaker, or a wild. You got action cards. Is it a match? At the end of your turn, you must have 3 to 5 cards in your hand. Now the player on your left goes. See win for details. If you run out of action cards to draw from, shuffle the discard pile. Got it. Then you got your action cards, which are trait cards. You got boost cards, pairing trait and boost cards, and you have the catfish. You also have here your ghosted cards, deal breaker cards, your ghosted, wild cards, wild traits, removing deal breakers. And it's a match. To match with the boo, you must be able to fill all the traits on that boo card using trait and boost cards in your profile. Remember to take into account any deal breakers. May only match with one boo on a turn, so choose carefully based on their hearts and your in-game card. And just because you can match doesn't mean you have to. Have some standards. And here's an example of play right here. And it says, how do you win? Once a player has made 3 matches, not counting any ghosted matches, the game ends. Players first tally up the hearts on their matches. Then, starting with the player with 3 matches, everyone reveals their endgame cards and adds or subtracts those hearts. The player who captures the most hearts wins. Example, this player scored 13 hearts. 5 plus 3 plus the endgame equals 13. Okay, so Love is Dead, Ouija and Hasbro related trademarks are logos are of Hasbro Inc. This game was released in 2022 by Hasbro Gaming. And for more information about this game, go to hasbrogaming.com. So there is your instruction booklet. Here are your cool stickers that they gave you here. And then you have your different decks of cards. I'm going to pull out our card decks here, and then I'm going to show you the inside the box, which is really actually quite cute. You got the gravestone, you got the red flags, someone saying, no thanks, get away from me. You got the word boo in there, and then you've got this guy here who's ghosting you. So that's cool too. So I'll put that over here like this, which is very cool. Pick it up just a little bit so you can see the inside the box. That's really cool. Normally I don't show you the inside the box, but when it's got something that's this fun and nice, I gotta show it to you. So also the cards come in these little handy dandy things which you throw over there. So you have your player aids, which are always important to have. So on your turn, it tells you exactly what you can do. You can draw 2 cards, action cards, discard 1, play a make a move, play 1 trait, boost, deal breaker, or wild card. Match with a boo. If you match, flip over 2 more boos, empty 2 spaces of your profile. Make sure you end with 3 to 5 cards in your hand. Play moves to the left. Keep going until someone has 3 matches. Reminders, here we go. Okay, reminders, let's look at that real quick. The only way to remove a deal breaker is with a wild from your hand. Discard both cards. Second bullet point, you cannot fill more than 5 spaces in your profile unless a boost allows otherwise. You cannot have repeat deal breaker or boost cards in your profile. And when you flip this over, it tells you what the traits are. Beautiful, fearless, imaginative, paranormal, active, dead funny, intellectual, soulful, and wild. So those are your different traits that are going to be found on your cards. Okay. Then you have your end game cards. So what it says here, end game, Love is Dead. All the fronts are the same. So let's take a look what it says on the back. It says end game, stockpiling resources, gain +5 hearts if you have the most cards in your profile. Cards converted by deal breakers don't count. If it's a tie, you still have to get hearts. So this one says plot twist. So this is stockpiling resources. This one's plot twist, gain +10 hearts if one of your matches is ghosted when the game ends. Daydreaming, gain +2 for each imaginative trait your matches have. Gain 2 for each soulful trait that your matches have. So this one's called Daydreaming. This one's called No Ghosts Don't Finish Last. This is you like to be lectured. So you get 2 points for intellectual trait your matches have. Models end up dating comedians, +2 for each dead funny trait your matches have. You're gonna go on lots of hikes, gain 2 for each paranormally active trait your matches have. Again, you've got a type, gain +2 for each beautiful trait your matches have. Thrill Seeker, get +2 for every fearless trait your matches have. End game, again, force any opponent to lose 3, because revenge is sweet. Late Bloomer, gain +5 if you have the fewest hearts. Wandering Eye, pick the player to your left or right, gain +2 for each of their matches that shares at least 1 trait with one of your matches. So those are your end game cards. We call those the end game cards. You have your player age right here. And then you have another deck of cards. Again, use your holders. Put those up there. Now the cards are a little thin, I'm going to tell you that. They're not the same thickness or quality of a playing card deck, but they're still very, very nice cards. So you got blue cards, you have green cards, yellow cards, pink cards, gray cards, purple cards, orange cards, wild cards. Then you have your deal breaker cards. So put those colored cards over there for a second. Got the deal breaker cards. You have your make a move card, your boost cards, and whoops, look at that. You can see right through those cards. That's pretty cool right there. So we're gonna take a look at this, move those to the side. And look at these next, but we're gonna start with these cards right here. So you have, again, all the backs. So it says action cards. So these are all of your action cards. Okay, so when we look at our action cards, we got Dead Funny. It says, you do stand up on weekends. Well, float up the drum. Add this card to your profile to attack Booze with the same trait. Okay, this is Dead Funny trait. Again, all the cards are set the same way. It has your trait up here, it has the icon here, has some sort of picture. Then it tells you a little bit about it, and then what tells you a little bit of what your character is all about, and then down here it tells you what to do with the card itself. So you have that one. So this one's Dead Funny. It says, you do stand up on weekends. Well, float up da drum dumps. All right, and this here says Dead Funny. It says, you've got enough dad jokes to last the rest of eternity. Dad jokes look like someone dug up their funny bone. Dead Funny, your jokes would have them dead if they weren't already. So those are your Dead Funny cards. So you got those. Then you have your paranormally active. This is deadlifts are your specialty. Add this card to your profile to attract Booze with the same trait. This one says you got team spirit. It just only comes out at tailgates. Your six-pack is coming along nicely. Your workout doesn't count unless you take that mirror selfie. So that's your paranormally active. You've got your intellectual. Well, actually, again, it boosts your profile. Well, actually, it's hard being a genius. You're a lot of fun at parties. It says you're the type of nerd who puts the hot in hot mess. So that's intellectual. You also have beautiful. So you agree, you think you're really pretty. Scrap the funeral pic, you had a glow up. No scary surprises here. Candid, hashtag no filter. Beautiful, if you've got it, haunt it. So move that over here, that's your beautiful. Then you also have imaginative. It says, please don't ruin another date night by calling the day moist. You see beauty in things other people can't see at all. Paint me like one of your French ghouls. Your nickname isn't artsy fartsy for nothing. And again, this is for imaginative. Again, you're looking at the icons up top here. If you need your game guide to tell you what it is, it's right there as well. Then you also have soulful. No tricks, just treats. You're clingy in a cute way. You wear your heart on your sleeve. You just want someone to sweep off your feet. So that is, again, that's for soulful. That's your purple cards. Then you have your fearless cards. It says always ready to fight for your ghoul. You're never scared to send the first text. It says you are fearless except for spiders. You're the afterlife of the party. And last but not least, we have the wild cards. And the wild cards are very simply, everyone's obsessed with you. You love language, not physical touch. Dang, you have communication skills. You're absolutely irresistible. On the bottom, it says, add this card to your profile to act as any trait or use it to remove a deal breaker card. So these are important cards to have. These are your wild cards. One word, boundaries. This is who wouldn't get lost in your eyes. Dating coaches ask you for tips. And of course, sometimes love drives you to madness. So those are the wild cards. So again, if you look over here, it tells you all of your different traits that you have. So you have dead funny, paranormally active, intellectual, beautiful, imaginative, soulless, or soulful, fearless, and wild. And of course, they're all explained right here. They're traits that you want to attract the other people. Now, as usual, you have some more cards here. You've got your deal breakers. And because they've got a red flag, the only thing you're scared of is commitment. Place a card in any empty space of an opponent's profile. Can only be removed with a wild card. So these are bad to have. So the more red flags you have, the less attractive you are, obviously, to other boos. So there's your red flag. You'll go after anything without a pulse, huh? Stop floating into your ex's DMs. Ward off creeps better than exorcisms. Everyone has such high standards these days. Every relationship has a reacher and a settler. Guess which one you are. And then it says here, it's like they never even existed. Those are red flag cards. Try harder cards. Ooh, that's a block card. Okay, so let me go back here real quick. So this says red flag. This says red flag. This one's a block. This one's a block. So blocks all different places card over any trait, wild, or boost card in an opponent's profile. Can only be removed with a wild card. So this is to block. So in other words, if you have one of these cards, you don't want them to use it, you block the card. Okay. Then you have try harder cards. And this one says down here, places card in an empty space of an opponent's profile. Now, in order to match a boo, they must have one additional trait from that boo. It can only be removed with a wild card. Then you have ghosted. It's like they never even existed. Places card over one of your opponent's matches. It can only be removed with a wild card. And ghosted again. Maybe you shouldn't have been so needy. So these are all deal breaker cards of the relationship. And these are action cards as well. So put that over here. So these are all more action cards. Make a movie. Meet cute. Oh my, you spilled your coffee all over them. Reveal a new boo in the dating pool. Again, meet cute again. Please be an enemies to lover. Please be an enemies to lovers. This is a serial dater. Best to play the field, or rather the graveyard. Draw 3 more action cards. A serial dater. You just can't be tied down. Again, 3 more action cards. Second chances. You don't know what you have until it's gone. Look through the discard pile and pick any action card to put in your hand. Second chances. Take me back. Look through the discard pile and pick any action card to put it in your hand. A for effort. Well, you tried. Play an additional action card this turn. Cannot make a move. And this here says A for effort. The bar gets lower every day. And you get an additional action card for that round. So these are your action cards. Got a couple more. And these are your blue action cards. So you have green action cards and you have red. Now you got blue. You flirt. It says, I hope you know CPR because you're taking my breath away. Places card in your profile. It costs you 1 less trait to match with a boo. Again, it's a flirt card. You've been floating through my mind all day. Then you've got a catfish card. What good are friends if you can't pretend to be them? Place a card in your profile. When trying to match with a boo, you can borrow 1 trait from a player on your left or right. Identity theft is not a joke. Now you have the overachiever. It says, go ahead, shoot your shot. Place this card in your profile to double a trait. You may pair it with a trait already in your profile or with a trait from your hand now. Overachiever, you can't raise your houseplants from dead, but you can raise your love life. Again, place this card in your profile to double a trait. You may pair it with a trait already in your profile or with a trait from your hand now. This is a humble brag. We get it, you're good with your hands. Place this card in your profile. Draw 3 action cards at the beginning of your turn instead of 2. Does not need to be discarded after a match. Like dice, twirl, and drumsticks. Humble brag. Oh, does size matter? Again, that's a humble brag. So, list of hobbies. Put down the craft glue. Are you okay? Places card to the side of your profile to act as an extra space for a total of 6. Does not need to be discarded after a match. Again, lots of hobbies. You've been single a long time, huh? Then consistency is the key. You got 2 more cards. Oh, you got 1 consistency. Oh, looks like you got 1 consistency is key. It says you're the reliable sort. Places card in your profile when you match a boo. This is the only card you need to discard from your profile. And then you have 2 last cards, which are mysterious strangers. This one says you're the strong silent type. Places card in your profile to hide a trait. You can cover a trait already in your profile or place a trait from your hand under this card now. And last but not least, or maybe you're just boring. So those are all of your action cards. And the last thing we have are these cards. And these are the characters that you're trying to match with. So these are your boo cards. So that's why you're flipping over, so you don't know what they look like until the end. And the cool thing about these cards, as you can tell, you could see right through them, which is really, really cool. So we're going to start from the top. So we got AJ. I'll see, I'm the hot one. I'm looking for a date to bring to my cousin's funeral. So you have to have the 2 traits that match. So to get Al or AJ, you need to have the intellectual. You need to be fearless. So that's Al. So for Tom, again, you need these 2 traits to get 3 points for getting Tom, hooking up with Tom. Hooking up with Frankie, you need these 2 traits. Mona, you need these 2 traits. Again, the points are going up. There's 2, there's 3, there's 4 now. For Tyler, his traits. How about Kendall? Buy me pizza. You need these 3 traits. He's worth 5 points. Blake is worth 5. Blake, again, you need these 3 trait cards. Chad, 5 points. Again, you need these 3 traits. Julian, 5. Need these 3 traits. Nia, 6 points. Occupation, barista. If you're an Aries, please just ghost me now. And there's your 3 traits you need. So all these cards are set up identically. The points, the name, the picture of the person, their occupation, a little quote, and what you need for traits. There's Derek, 1 in a million. You got Jess, hobby is baking. There's Darla, 6 points. Friends call me the ghostess with the mostest. You've got Mary, occupation, she's an influencer. You've got Casey, new here, looking for my skater boo. You've got Francis and Joe, worth 8 points, occupation, dead and breakfast owners. You got Jackie, worth 8 points. Just know I am as dead on the inside as I am the outside. You have Sam, occupation, tattoo artist. You have Ari, hobbies, knitting cat-sized accessories. You have Nadia, worth 8 points. Occupation, hashtag ghoul boss. She's a twerker. So you got Mickey, who's a 10. Mickey, dog's name is Chance. You should take one on me. And full disclosure, it's not actually my dog. You need 4 icons to get him. Last but not least, you have Remy. Positive vibes only. My mantra is breathe in, breathe out. Well, you know what I mean. So, this is everything that's included. And this concludes our unboxing of the card game, Love is Dead. Everyone's dying to find their soulmate. Again, this game is brought to you by Hasbro Gaming and Hasbro. For more information, go to hasbrogaming.com. As always, thank you so much for joining us for this unboxing video. It's truly appreciated. If you enjoyed the video, you could always give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below. You could also hit that subscribe button. This way you're kept up to date as to any time we release new content to the page. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well, enjoy the remainder of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.